Quickie Wednesday! Yay! Quickie Wednesday!
What's up, guys, and welcome to my Quickie Wednesday review for Toy Story 3 in preparation for Toy Story 4. My reviews for the first two films are up on this channel now, so you can feel free to check those out. And my review for Toy Story 4 will be up this week, so I'm very excited about that. We are actually very close to that, so, you know, let's keep our fingers crossed for that one. So let's talk about Toy Story 3. This is the third installment. This one is directed by Lee Unkrich, and again stars Tom Hanks, Tim Allen, you know, as Woody and Buzz, and all the gang, you know, is back in this one. And the story, you know, it takes place quite a bit of time after Toy Story 2. Andy is now going to college, and he has to decide what he's going to do with all of his stuff, especially his toys that he hasn't played with. And the toys kind of feel sad, you know. Andy's grown up, and you know, they're not being played with, especially Rex. He says a lot in the film, you know, oh, I can't wait to be played with. I want to be played with. You know, when Andy picks him up when he's holding the telephone, and afterwards he says, oh, he held me. He actually held me, you know, something that hasn't happened in a very long time. So you kind of feel for these toys, you know, because they still want to be there for Andy. And Andy decides, you know, because his mother says, you know, what are you going to do with these toys, blah, 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 blah. So he says, I'm going to put them in a garbage bag and put them up in the attic. Andy's mother thinks the bag is trash, goes out in the corner. The toys think that Andy's just going to throw them away. So now one thing leads to another. They end up at Sunnyside Daycare, and they want to stay there because as they think that the place is a wonderful place for toys to go who have no owners, toys that want to throw them away. And so one thing leads to another. Woody knows that, you know, Andy doesn't want to throw them away. He was putting them in the attic. He's the only one that saw this. So now basically the film is the story of getting back to Andy before he goes to college. And this is pretty much an escape film, it's like a prison break kind of film. The movie leads up to that. Everything before it is great. I think that the interactions between the new girl Bonnie and Woody, you know, we actually really get to care about her. We kind of get invested into her within minutes, and I think the filmmakers did a fantastic job introducing us to this character, you know, to warm us up to this character for what's to happen later in the film. And also with the other toys, you know, they realize that Sunnyside is a prison. You know, they don't want to be played with by these, you know, very, very young toddlers because they're not playing with them correctly. They're destroying them and practically breaking the toys. So, you know, like I said, now it's a prison break film. Lotso Hugging Bear is in the film, and, you know, he's the villain of the movie. He's kind of revealed as the big bad. He's kind of like the Adolf Hitler to Sunnyside Daycare. So now, you know, we have to escape. At nighttime, Woody comes back, he gets in, and he has to break the toys out, and we got to get back to Andy. We realize, you know, kind of what happened to Lotso and his past. We see kind of why he is the way he is. He had an owner himself, and the owner kind of didn't even leave him on purpose, but he kind of felt that way. So once he was replaced, he kind of goes to Sunnyside and he turns the place into like a prison, pretty much. So I really liked his character. He's probably one of the best Pixar villains. I actually just did a video where I rank all the Pixar villains. So if you want to check that video out to see where Lotso ranks, definitely do so. And that leads to that great sequence in the dump, you know, in the landfill, where we see the toys pretty much doing anything they can just to survive at this point. Their worst nightmare has come true. They've been taken to the dump, and that leads to that incredible sequence with the incinerator. How, you know, Lotso, we think that he's going to press the button to stop the conveyor belt, but he says, you know what, where's your kid now, Sheriff? You know, see you later, buddy. And that's Lotso's final F.U. to the toys, but he gets what's coming to him a little later on. But that's it. The toys, they go down into the incinerator. They say, we can't get out of this. There is nothing we can do. So let's just, you know, hold hands and die together. From Randy Newman's music, everything with that scene, it worked. The execution of it, it was flawless. And I totally believed that they were going to die, you know, because they pulled it off. I mean, obviously, we kind of had the idea that they weren't going to do it. I mean, the movie's Toy Story 3. I mean, what are they going to do? Just end the movie after they all burn in the fire? You know, what are you going to do? But in that moment, you buy it. You know what I mean? You're not thinking about anything else. You're just wrapped up in the story, in this adventure. You totally buy it in the moment. And that leads to the aliens. You know, the damn aliens from the first movie. You know, they say, the claw. They get them out. They're the ones controlling the damn claw machine, pretty much. I love that. Oh my God, I love that. It leads to them getting back to Andy's house. Andy decides he sees the toys and he says, "What am I going to do with them?" Woody writes Molly's or Bonnie's address on the top, so he takes them to Bonnie. He gives them to Bonnie. And that beautiful scene at the end of the film, the tear-jerking scene. He gives them to Bonnie, gives Woody to Bonnie. Andy goes to college. The toys have a new owner. And it's a beautiful movie. This is a beautiful movie. I mean, the story about growing up, it's a coming-of-age story for Andy in many ways, moving on. You know, there's so many things in this movie that are touched on, and it works so well. The screenplay by Michael Arndt is absolutely incredible, and it was nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay at the Oscars that year. This film was nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars. Only 3 films in history, animated films in history, have been nominated for the Best Picture Oscar. That's Beauty and the Beast, Up, and Toy Story 3. It hasn't happened since 2010. And that says something. You know, this is an incredible movie. From the voice acting, from the animation, to Randy Newman's music, the script, everything about it, it's fantastic. And, you know, I would be a fool if I didn't give Toy Story 3 5 out of 5 stars. I loved it. I think this is an incredible movie. And I didn't even talk about that opening scene. You know, we actually see in full animation, you know, how Andy plays with his toys. You know, we don't just see Andy holding the toys anymore. This opening scene is completely animated, and we see what Andy's imagining in his head. And then you kind of get into the you know, in Andy's room and how he's sort of playing with them. But I dug that. I think the movie has a killer opening, and the movie, again, as I said in my Toy Story 2 review, this movie flies at lightning speed, and it doesn't slow down. That's a great thing, because you're so wrapped up and invested in everything that's happening, and I just think it's fantastic. So guys, comment your thoughts about Toy Story 3. What are your thoughts about the film? Are you excited for Toy Story 4? Are you planning on going to see it? Comment below. Also, guys, you can subscribe to this channel. As I said, my review for Toy Story 4 is coming very soon, so you can check that out. Also, my review for Child's Play. A whole bunch of trailer reactions coming to this channel and are up on this channel now. Guys, you can also follow me on Facebook and Twitter. The links to those are in the description of this video. You can also follow me on Instagram at KingOfRises131. You guys, that's about it. Thank you very much for watching my Quickie Wednesday review for Toy Story 3. Over and out.
Oh no.
Oh yes, Return of the Astronaut.
It's Quickie on Wednesdays.